Chapter 19. It remains to speak of diction and thought, the other parts of tragedy having been already discussed. Concerning thought, we may assume what is said in the rhetoric, to which inquiry the subject more strictly belongs. Under thought is included every effect which has to be produced by speech, the subdivisions being proof and refutation, the excitation of the feelings, such as pity, fear, anger, and the like, the suggestion of importance or its opposite. Now, it is evident that the dramatic incidents must be treated from the same points of view as the dramatic speeches, when the object is to evoke the sense of pity, fear, importance, or probability. The only difference is that the incidents should speak for themselves without verbal exposition, while the effects aimed at in speech should be produced by the speaker, and as a result of the speech. For what were the business of a speaker, if the thought were revealed quite apart from what he says? Next, as regards diction. One branch of the inquiry treats of the modes of utterance. But this province of knowledge belongs to the art of delivery and to the masters of that science. It includes, for instance, what is a command, a prayer, a statement, a threat, a question, an answer, and so forth. To know or not to know these things involves no serious censure upon the poet's art. For who can admit the fault imputed to Homer by Protagoras, that in the words, sing, goddess of the wrath, he gives a command under the idea that he utters a prayer. For to tell someone to do a thing or not to do it is, he says, a command. We may, therefore, pass this over as an inquiry that belongs to another art, not to poetry.
Summary and reflection for Chapter 19.
In the 19th section of the Poetics, Aristotle turns his attention to diction and thought as integral components of tragedy. Regarding thought, Aristotle delves into the realm of rhetoric, explaining that it encompasses the effects produced by speech, such as proof, refutation, and the evocation of feelings like pity, fear, and anger. The presentation of dramatic incidents must align with the same objectives as dramatic speeches, aiming to elicit specific emotional responses or emphasize importance. Aristotle emphasizes that while incidents should speak for themselves without explicit exposition, speech should achieve its effects through the speaker. Moving on to diction, Aristotle touches upon the modes of utterance, a topic more closely related to the art of delivery. This branch involves understanding the various forms of expression, such as commands, prayers, statements, threats, questions, and answers. Aristotle acknowledges that the mastery of these modes falls within the domain of the art of delivery and its practitioners, and it doesn't warrant severe criticism of the poet's art. He dismisses the critique of Homer by Protagoras, who accused the poet of issuing a command under the guise of a prayer, highlighting that such intricacies belong to other arts, not poetry.
Practical exercises.
Writers. Craft a scene where the dramatic incident conveys a powerful emotional impact without relying on explicit verbal exposition. Write a monologue or dialogue that aims to evoke a specific emotional response, such as pity, fear, or anger, without directly stating the intended effect. Composers. Compose a musical piece that complements a dramatic incident, enhancing its emotional resonance without relying on explicit verbal cues. Create a musical composition that mirrors the emotional effects typically achieved through rhetorical devices, such as the evocation of pity or the heightening of importance. Dancers. Choreograph a dance routine that interprets a dramatic incident, capturing the essence of the scene without relying on verbal exposition. Explore how dance movements can convey a range of emotions and contribute to the evocation of feelings like pity, fear, or anger within a narrative. Actors. Perform a scene where the power of the dramatic incident is communicated primarily through nonverbal cues, much like a mime would do, but subtle enough to still convey the meaning, emphasizing the importance of actions and expressions. Engage in improvisational exercises that focus on delivering emotional effects without explicit verbal communication, relying on body language and facial expressions. XX. Language in general includes the following parts: letter, syllable, connecting word, noun, verb, inflection or case, sentence or phrase. A letter is an indivisible sound, yet not every such sound, but only one which can form part of a group of sounds.